Welcome back to Midday. We are here at the Kamloops Art Gallery with Art Gallery curator Charo Neville. Thanks for being here, Charo, and having us down here as per usual. We're of course checking out the latest exhibit, the exhibition that's on right now, which is entitled A Dad Hannah is the artist, and the actual exhibition is Glints and Reflections. And I know that we're going to sort of show everybody a lot of the different aspects of this, but this really combines a few different things: photography, video, and all sorts of things. Tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, so it's a survey of Adad Hannah's work, and it's actually on tour to us from the Musée d'Art de Joliette in Quebec. So we're the first stop on a 4-venue tour.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, which is quite exciting. It's going to go across the country. And so this brings together photos and videos mainly, but as you mentioned, his work really encompasses a lot of different things. So, for example, he often does projects in sites such as museums. So that's a lot, and the room that we're in right now is called Mirroring the Museum. And there's 3 different sections to the exhibition, and so we're standing in front of a really good example of the way that he works.
Right.
He contacted the Prado in Madrid and said, I'm really interested in coming and doing a project in relation to this historical painting that's by Velázquez.
Right.
So this is a really canonical painting. It's a major painting that you would find in all of the art history books, but there's a lot of different interpretations, and it's actually referred to as kind of the first postmodern artwork. You know, it's a long time ago, but what the artist Velázquez is doing is he actually includes himself in the painting, which is unusual.
That is,
so
yeah.
It's the meaning of what this painting is, like how to read it is up for many interpretations. So is it a portrait of the king and queen, or is it a painting about Margarita, the Infanta Margarita, who is pictured here, and her whole entourage, which includes a dwarf. So we see all of that happening in the foreground. We see the king and queen reflected in a mirror in the background. But then the artist himself has put himself as quite an important figure in the painting. And so he, some interpretations are that he is talking about the his important role within the court, or is he talking about the importance of painting itself? So
it could be any of those things, really.
That's
how
right.
You see
so there's
it, right?
many interpretations, and Adad is kind of working with that, and he is complicating it through this. His way of approaching photography is called photoconceptualism. That's kind of the area that he's working in. So it's about photography itself and about painting. So there's a hierarchy in art history about like paintings being kind of the highest art form, or that's how they were regarded, and photography being more about documenting. But he's making an artwork that really complicates this. He's included twins and he's included mirrors, so he's kind of mirroring. It's called Mirroring the Museum.
That's so interesting.
And then he includes himself too.
Yeah, and I love how you can see how it's all set up, how he sets up to get to capture this.
This is just kind of a sample of this larger project. So behind us is the video that he's made of the making of, and then you actually see the subtle movement. So he's playing around too with our expectations of photography being still and capturing some kind of moment in time and some kind of truth, and video, which we expect to have some kind of sequence of events happen, but nothing really happens. There's no editing, there's no sound, and so it's just this moment, which he calls stills, that are not actually still, but it's kind of like that game when you're a kid and you play music and somebody stops the music and you have to stand still. It's like freeze, right? And it's actually quite hard to do. So, and that might be a good segue to talk about another video over here.
Yeah, let's go see what other videos he's done.
This is a video that you see as soon as you come into the gallery.
Okay.
And it's totally uncanny because you don't actually think it's a video at first.
I know I didn't when I first looked at it.
It looks like a photograph, right? they're really ordinary people. And so in this case, he's not working in Madrid, he's working in Texas. So the San Antonio Museum in Texas invited him, and he's recreated this scene. What you'll see there is these period rooms, and so Adad was using as his source material as part of his kind of intervention into their Asian wing in the gallery. This idea of these engravings that were really popular from about 1600 to mid 1800s from the Edo period in Japan. And so that was kind of the Western view of what Eastern culture was. It was kind of like this hedonistic, really erotic, pleasurable scene, maybe of an opium den and all of these people just kind of laying around. Yeah, and it's very lush, very sensual.
Well, and you can see that, you know, they're trying to hang on as long as they can, because like you were saying, this is a 5-minute video or so that's a long time to try and stay still.
Really long time. Yeah, and so when you're looking at this video yourself, you can experience what it means to have to stand still too. It's a really long time to watch people trying to be still.
It's very creative actually, because you're right, when you walk into the gallery, this is the first thing you see, but you don't notice right away. I mean, it takes a second. You have to stand there and go, that's a video? Really?
Yeah, and it kind of forces you to watch. I mean, we're not used to stopping in this day and age. And we're also used to videos being just something that you swipe on your phone and you see really quickly. And so this really kind of stops time. And in a way, like that's one of his mediums, is he's actually using time as a medium.
Perfect. And I know this isn't where we stop. There's more videos.
Let's keep going.
All right.
So this is a room that shows some of his other photographs. And there is one video in this room as well where you see the figure of Ophelia from Shakespeare's Hamlet lying there. And it looks also like a photograph, but you can see that she's subtly moving. It's actually how he installed it was as a crate that almost looked like a coffin. So that's what you would see when you would go into the gallery. And you open it up, and the whole set is in there, so it's life-size, the size of her body. Yeah, he's amazing at how he recreates these images. So another one that is really interesting for the context here, actually, is based on a historical painting, The Raft of the Medusa. And there's a video here, and I'll maybe talk first about the series of photographs, because these were all recreated in 100 Mile House.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, by participants, mostly from the high school there. There were quite a few people involved. So I think the invitation to Dad was to maybe talk about a current moment, which is often what he'll do. He'll recreate a historical scene or historical painting as a way to comment on contemporary
That's so
situations.
Interesting how he can connect that.
And then this
which brings
video.
us to this.
Yeah, so this is actually made where the ship went down. So Adad was doing a residency in Senegal, in St. Louis, and it happened to be 200 years to the day that that event had happened. And so he was interested in this case in working with the community there. He was there for about 5 weeks, and they recreated this scene and recreated the raft, which was the focus of this project. And you can see here, then we focus more also on the black bodies, which is maybe more of a reference to contemporary issues around the refugee crisis, and the actual experience and the history of these people.
Amazing. Wow. There's so much to see,
I know.
Taro. We could honestly go on forever. This is really neat. It's really
very rich.
Very rich. Exactly. That's the perfect way to describe it, and something that is quite unique at the same time. I really like the mixture between the photography and the video, and kind of combining that and the history behind that. So thank you very much for showing us. And of course, Adad Hanna's exhibition here at the Art Gallery runs until March 23rd. So there's lots of time for you to see this, but make sure you come down to the Kamloops Art Gallery and check it out. We're back in 2 minutes here on Midday. Stay with us.